6 p.m. Eastern, we are live yet again for another NASCAR 08 Nextel Cup Series race on the channel. And today we are at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400. Just our second 100% race on this game for the Cup Series, at least. As the first race of the season, obviously in the Daytona 500, we were able to get the win with Kasey Kahne in a full 100% race, 50% race in race 2 at California, where we ended up finishing 6th. So looking to keep the strong start to the season alive. We did have a good win here in the Busch Series race yesterday at Las Vegas in the first race of our doubleheader, and we did lead the most laps in that one despite starting at the back. So starting at the rear of the field today with no practice or qualifying, to have high expectations for us on the Cup side. Hopefully we can go out there and get the win. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we get into today's full race live stream. Ryan Berwick and Wade, thanks for tuning in. You two are the first in the chat down below. Jimmy Johnson on the pole for this one. Green flag in the air. The new Las Vegas Motor Speedway will host a NASCAR Cup date for this 2007 season, and a bit of a stack up already on the opening lap. Headed down towards turn 1. Just trying to get underway here. Stacking up again in front of us. Hold on. Got contact all over the place. Nothing of our own doing. Nearly 4 wide off turn 4. One car scraped the wall up on that outside lane near the wall. Can't tell who that is. Looks like it might be the 00 Domino's car of David Rudiman. Definitely seeing a lot of contact again there. Middle of the corner, Martin Truex Jr. got into the back of somebody. Hard to tell exactly who it might have been. Got to keep the tires underneath us, especially being in a full race. We're going to have to go longer on a full set. A little bit of contact with Jeff Burton. Pass made for 31st. Well, the good news is we're up 12 positions in the first 3 laps. Truex is leaning on everybody. Been seeing him for quite some time doing that. Jeff Burton back to the inside of Kasey Kahne. Get by him on the front stretch. Crossover move back underneath the 31. And pass made right back. Bit of a checkup off the exit of turn 2. Kahne going for a couple spots here. A little more leanage. Try not to lose that position to the car that we did clear on the back straightaway before entering turn 3. Meanwhile, at the very front of the pack, it appears Jimmy Johnson's led every lap so far. 5 sets of tires for us in every Cup race this season. Shouldn't be a problem today. Shouldn't. But more contact. It's Kenny Schrader in the 21. Alongside Dale Jr., Martin Truex Jr. to the bottom. 3 wide. Oh, they're getting extremely tight off turn 4. Kahne looking for the bottom of the racetrack, but that got occupied by another car quickly. Casey's going to lose a spot. Scraping the wall ourselves in the tri-oval. My car feels tight in the tri-oval for some reason. Not sure exactly why. Contact, Dale Jr., Ken Schrader. I just cannot settle in here. Hey, Zibide. My goodness. Big contact with Jeff Burton in the 31. We're only on lap 8, and I feel like a lot has gone on already. There's so much happening on this game at once. Especially at Vegas. I noticed that in the Busch race yesterday, too. We're seeing it again here in this Cup race. Matt Kenseth leads. Jeff Gordon led for a little bit before that. AI just, they don't care where you're at. They're going to run their line whether you're there or not, and whether there's contact with you or not. Mike G, Billy Kramer, also thanks for tuning in. And that not only goes for myself, but it goes for the cars they're racing around too. Trouble up turn 2. A lot of smoke. A little bit of a checkup at the end of the backstretch. Truex is down on the apron getting into turn 3. Slides in line past about 4 or 5 cars. We got a whole group of them around us now. I push tight, push tight. Big hit into the wall there. Jeez. I gotta lift. I gotta lift and let Dale Jr. go. He was gonna crowd me into the wall if I didn't do that. My goodness. Can't hold this outside lane very well. Want to get back down to the bottom. Finally got a hole. Oh. Then Schrader and Burt made contact with each other and we passed them both on the front stretch. Crossover was way cleaner than I was expecting it to be. I was expecting to have to dive bomb them underneath into turn 1. And we got more trouble. Caution, big wreck. Oh my goodness, massive crash. Off of turn 2. And we're involved, unfortunately. Could not get checked up in time. Truex started it, no surprise. He was all over the place the whole race. Cars were everywhere. Debris was everywhere. Track was blocked. And there are a lot of cars that have significant damage. Scott Riggs almost ended up on his lid. Man. We were in it, that we got plowed into from behind. There was just nowhere to go. Quite a few cars are going to be hitting pit road here to repair damage, as there's a lot of it. We're going to take on tires, but this is going to be our first of 5 sets, so hate to use it this early in the race. But after that carnage, we're going to have to. Well, caution's out for the first time here at Vegas. Cars flying for sure. Yeah, that was almost expected, really, when you consider how aggressive everybody was racing. And I mean almost everybody. Half a can was enough to top off for fuel.
Most of the field stayed out that time, so there'll be lots of cars in front of us.
Yes, there will be. Too many, unfortunately. All right, well, we'll try this again. Right back into last. Green flag back in the air. Lap 15, we'll see if we get any debris cautions. There were quite a few cars that did hit pit road that were involved in that crash. Our teammate Scott Riggs, who was also involved. How much speed did it take out of the race car is going to be the next question, because we had a wreck at Fontana and it took a lot of speed out in the Busch race specifically, not the Cup race. But that was a pretty big crash. Still got cars riding around back here with quite a bit of damage. No lap cars, so single file restart all the way through the field that time. Caution. Probably for debris. Second yellow of the day. And it will be Dale Jr. So Truex starting the incident. Dale Jr. debris caution. Where the graphics were showing. Couldn't tell exactly what piece of his car came off. Yeah, big one at Vegas for sure. Thanks for tuning in, Michael Turner. Jeff Burton rattled my cage, oh man. It's bad when getting your cage rattled by Jeff Burton. So again, 4 sets of tires left the rest of the way for us. I think it's fine as long as we push it as far as we can the rest of the way. Really got to take care of these tires. So hard, though, when everybody's on top of one another. Green flag back in the air. Trying to get a better launch on the restart this time around. Got one spot initially before entering turn 1. Jesus, Jeff Green. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. Caution. Oh, we got... Oh, I thought somebody was flipping. It was a hood. I thought somebody was flipping through the air there in the middle of 1 and 2. It was a hood that was getting bounced around off of other cars. It looked like it was Jamie McMurray's. I saw the Irwin Tools paint scheme on it. Although it's not showing him, but I did see an Irwin Tools hood flying. Oh, there's a couple pieces of debris simultaneously. Kyle Petty had a piece of his hood coming off as well there. So 3 cautions already in the early going of the race. Nothing of our own doing. Be a sign of things to come here today. Green flag back in the air. And we'll do it all over again. Driving underneath Jeff Green. He's going to give us some room this time. Same for Ricky Rudd. Stack up off turn 2. High side open. Casey Kane passes a ton of them. And then the caution trouble. Now we got trouble. Car in the wall. Flipping it looked like in turns 3 and 4. Oh man, who was it this time? Tony Stewart? Oh, big hit there for Kyle Busch. Busch might have been... Oh, no, it was Stewart that flipped. Ken Schrader hit him. Up on his hood, end over end for Tony Stewart here at Vegas. That car's destroyed. I think I ran over a piece of debris. I might have a flat right front. This race is nuts. Kyle Petty was driving on the wall, too. He had 2 flips and 1 crash. And Riggs almost flipped in the first. Yeah, I got a flat tire. I got a pit. Man, we gained so many spots down the back straightaway before the caution came out, but unfortunately the right front tire is flat. And we only have 4 sets left, so we're going to have to take rights here to try to save a half a set. Jeez. Top off on fuel while we're at it, too. But yeah, that right front is flat. I don't know what I ran over, but it definitely was a piece of debris under the caution. Right when we were getting track position back, I don't know what spot I was in, but I had to have been right around 30th at least. This is a nutty race. We're probably going to get even more debris yellows after that because there were so many cars involved. I don't know which wreck was bigger, that one or the one off turn 2, about a dozen laps into the race. I don't even know. The crazy thing is we only had 2 cautions the entire Busch race at Vegas yesterday. Johnson's back in the lead. All these cars at the front of the field, they're able to keep their cars clean. They're ahead of it. Ahead of all the carnage. All right, beat 3 drivers out of the pits with taking rights only there. Green flag back in the air. Quite a bit of damage on this car just behind us. I don't know who that was. Didn't get a glimpse of the leaderboard in time. Get me out of the way. They're checking up again. We're almost wrecking again. I mean, when you got guys entering down on the apron into the corner, no wonder they're checking up so much. We got fresher right sides than most of the field. Able to top off on fuel, too, so that was a plus. Caution again. Oh my gosh. Probably debris again. I'm going down to the apron. There it is. Probably a front bumper. It was off the shell Pennzoil Chevrolet of Kevin Harvick. Rarely is there this much carnage in these games, especially on a 1.5-mile track. When have we seen this on a 1.5 mile on the old EA games? We've had 5 cautions here at Vegas. I haven't even been one of them. We were involved in the first one because we had nowhere to go, but... Man, oh man. What happens if I use a 6th set? Well, I don't plan on it. Staying out, obviously. A lot of fuel conservation by a lot of these guys that haven't pit yet. I mean, the hope is that we have more fuel in our car, obviously, now than what a lot of those guys at the front of the field who have not hit pit road yet. It's hard to tell what pit strategies are which because there's so many drivers in this race that have pit and so many that haven't. I'd still probably lean towards more of them have not hit pit road rather than they have. Lap 34 restart. I'm on the brakes. My gosh. I tell you what, they checked up so much. And now we got a quick caution for debris. That bailed us out. Otherwise, we were going to go all the way to the back of the pack there. 6 cautions here at Vegas. I don't even know what lap we're on right now. This race is going to take forever. It's going to be a long one, ladies and gentlemen. Good thing it's not a 500-mile race. That would be even worse. Harvick again. That time it was his hood. He's probably bringing it to pit road. It's just a thought. You had a wild one in Vegas. Yeah, so it's getting bailed out after the contact on the restart. We're going to be in 35th still. Green flag back in the air. Lap 38, I believe. I checked up in time. Man, they're just taking forever getting up to speed here. They're creeping. Oh, contact. Somebody tried to pull down and block Casey Mears and sideswiped him. Now we got a car on the apron getting into the corner behind us as there's a crash in front of us again. Casey Mears got up against the wall. Probably the guy who sideswiped the middle of the back straightaway. So who was that? Is that Joe Nemechek that was on the apron that about killed me going into turn 3? I mean, what was that? He was literally on the apron and clipped me in the left rear. There's no safe place on this racetrack other than the front of the field right now. I want to be where Jeff Gordon's at. Get me up there, please, and thank you. This race has been far from a stroll in the park. Got 3.5 sets of tires left. Based off the Busch race here, the tires are wearing out quite a bit over the course of a run. More leanage, about to be 3 wide, right in front of us off turn 4. Kane underneath of the 6, David Reagan. See that 6 car with that font? I want to say Mark Martin every time, but it's not Mark Martin anymore. Trying to make a hole here. 3 wide under Ricky Rudd. Car to his outside. Trying to stay glued to that white line without going below it. Scrubbing speed off because of tire wear. Moved to the inside of Nemechek as he pushed wide in the center of 3 and 4. Kurt Busch right in front of him. Might have backed him up a bit. Contact off turn 4 just in front of us. Let's go to the apron to get by Kurt Busch. That didn't work. Never mind. Nemechek got us back. Keeping it on the low line, just hoping they don't crowd me. Getting into the corner. Checking up again off turn 2 up here. Just going to get tight down on entry into 3. Was on the brakes heavily there. Kind of slid the tires a bit, but that was safety precaution because I don't know how tight it's going to go. These guys just cannot hold a line at this racetrack. I mean, they've got that NASCAR 21 ignition line here where they're just all over the place and you don't know where they're going. Check up, getting into turn 1. I got no room to make the corner. I was checking up. I was on the brakes. I couldn't go any lower. I couldn't hold the corner that low and drifted up right into him. No caution for that, luckily. Stay green. That might have been Reed Sorensen in the 41. Caution. Somewhere. They reckon behind us then? Didn't look like it was in front of us. Sterling Marlin. Same exact spot. Oh my gosh, that's such a violent hit. Oh my gosh. Oh, Sterling. We've had 3 flips in this race. Sterling got drilled by Scott Riggs. That's the second violent crash Riggs has been in. I mean, Riggs just exploded. Parts everywhere. And Marlin got hit so hard in the rear that he flipped over on his nose and then to his roof. That was the same identical crash to the Stewart Kyle Busch incident, too. We'll see if anybody's going to pit here. I don't think they are, though. I mean, they couldn't have burned much fuel. We probably only ran about half a run as far as green flag laps go. I've lost count. Is that 6 cautions? Let me know in the chat. Is that 6 or 7? That's a lot for 48 laps. I'll tell you that much. 23rd on the restart for Casey Kane. Mid-pack. We're in the eye of the storm now. Got by Denny Hamlin on the restart. Contact there, Dale Jr. He checked up. And Kane had nowhere to go. Got by him, though. Check and see if Riggs did an empty. Yeah, we'll see. It looks like Marlin... No, they're all still in the race. Marlin and Riggs. All 43 cars are still in this race. The good news is there's so many cars with damage, we're going to be quicker than a lot of them, I would think. We got another yellow. Debris for Tony Stewart. Now, I don't know if that damage was from the last accident or if that's still from the accident he had with Kyle Busch when he flipped earlier. Hood had fallen off of the 20 car, so that was the reason for the yellow. I think this is the 6th caution. I think we had 5. Well, no, I think we had 5 and then 6 on the last one. And then this is 7. I'm going to assume that this is a 7th caution of the race. If I'm off by 1 at the finish, I'm off by 1. We're on pace for the record. Record is 22, I believe. NASCAR record 22. We got 7 at Vegas. There's a lot of damaged cars out here. They're wrecking at free will. I think our longest green flag run was the first 12 laps that went caution-free. But once we got a yellow, I don't think we've had anything close to that as far as a green flag run is concerned. We've got cars pitting now. I'm staying out. Get me to the front of this mess. I think we're going to be the leader. Yes, we are. Give me my bonus points. Give me my track position. We got older tires, but it can't be by much. Green flag back in the air here in Vegas. Oh my gosh, Denny almost wrecked himself trying to block Dale Jarrett. Big gap opened up here for Casey Kane at the front of the field, and they're stacking up in turns 1 and 2. Jarrett up to second as he gets by the 11. I don't know how that happened, other than the fact that Hamlin went wide and then cut low. He tried to go wide to pass us, and now they're wrecking again. Oh, my goodness. Have you ever? Oh, my gosh. And it's Sterling again. Oh my gosh, Paul Menard. Oh my goodness. Sterling, you madman. Oh my gosh, what is this? Got 3 cars just pirouetting on their nose at once. Debris everywhere. Menard's on his driver's side door. I saw Boyer was upside down. Look at this. Who else? I don't even know. The 19, Elliott Sadler. I think I see Robbie Gordon on his nose. I'm so glad I stayed out of the pits there. Holy Hellacia. 9 cautions in this race. Far from the last at this rate. I mean, this is going to be this whole race at this point. There's no way. That's the second time Marlon did that, and that's the second time Kyle Busch has gotten squeezed by a car in 3 and 4 in that same predicament. Tony Stewart did it the first time, and then Marlon the second time. Lots of action. It's not action, man. If you want to go to a demo derby, go to NASCAR 08's version of Las Vegas Motor Speedway. What is this race? You got 9 cautions and 57 laps. Not as good of a restart for us as the last one, but it's a decent one. We made it. Oh, no, I was about to say we made it a lap. We did not. We did not. We got another caution. Number 10. Debris, or is it a crash? It's debris. It's Clint Boyer's hood, I believe. Looked like the 07. Actually, it might be Kyle Petty again. It's Kyle Petty again. That's the second Kyle Petty debris caution for his hood falling off. So they put a new one on, then the backup hood came off. Do they have a backup hood is going to be the next question. I don't care. I'm leading a bunch of laps right now. Give me those laps led. I want to catch Gordon and Johnson. Try to get the most. I want to win this race still, but we got to survive. I'm up at the front for now, but I don't know how long I'm going to be up here for. As the green flag's back in the air here at Vegas. Take the bottom all the way into turns 1 and 2 this time. Jarrett Hamlin right behind us. Jarrett's doing a good job on the restarts, at least holding on to second after getting by Denny Hamlin a couple restarts prior. Can we get a lap in this time? Yes, sir. We got a lap. I will say it's saving my tires for the course of a long run by being at the front of the field and can actually drive my own race car the way I want to in the corners. Barrel roll today. Thanks for tuning in. Your name, your account name makes perfect sense for the way this race is going. We've seen our fair share of barrel rolls. We've got another yellow. Kyle Busch, debris. Not surprised. He's been involved in a couple of them. His hood's still intact, but the front bumper looked to have come off, so his hood will probably come off next. 10 cautions at Las Vegas in about 60 laps. Once again, have you ever? And as Darrell Waltrip would say, no, I have never. This race, man. This is different. This is different. I mean, we're well on pace to breaking the record. Yeah, sorry for the Packers' loss. I will say, I didn't expect them to win going into yesterday's game. They were very depleted by the end, too. Even when they scored that touchdown from Josh Jacobs late, they were so depleted at the receiving core, and they were forced to be in a passing situation in the fourth quarter, too. Even if their defense would have held them, it would have been tough. It sucks, too, because once Green Bay finally started to score, then the defense finally couldn't do anything to stop Philly, especially in the run game. There were a couple times, though, they had Jalen Hurts down in a 3rd and medium, 3rd and long, and just gave it right back up again. Caution number 11. And there's the hood of Busch. Yep, there it is. Called that one. I played these EA games enough to know that. He's actually in the top 10. I didn't even realize that until just now. He was one of the cars that pitted earlier, though, so he probably stayed out with a lot of them. Those guys on the fresh tires are probably from Jeff Gordon on back, Kenseth too, Johnson, so probably back half of the top 10. So that's another reason we're holding on to these restarts well, because we got guys on the same set of tires as we do as far as laps on them. If you're wondering why I have a little bit of nose damage, it's because of the accident that took place about a dozen laps in. Tried to repair it the best we could. Lap 70. 11 cautions in the race. We're halfway to the record, and we're far from halfway into this race. We're well on our pace. I'm still expecting a green flag run at some point. The cautions have been breeding caution since this race began. I don't think we've got the runaway speed at the front of the field, but we'll see what kind of speed we do have. Just trying to keep the fenders on it. I am halfway out of gas. Well, the tires are staying underneath us, so that's good. With our pit strategy, we're definitely going to have to pit before most of the field. We'll have several come down with us. And it will be a 4-tire stop when we do make the stop. Some new skid marks in 3 and 4 there, and you can see a break in the pack. So there was another near caution that last lap. We just didn't get it. Figured have a long enough green flag run to space this field out a little more. That'd be great. Actually get some green flag racing in here. More smoke off turn 2 from the last lap, and there's more broken apartness in the back of the field. I think part of the reason for Vegas being as bad as it is on this game, as far as how many crashes we're seeing, this is a newly paved track, and I almost wonder in the developing of the game they just didn't get it right with how the cars race on it, because we raced at Atlanta in the Truck Series yesterday, and it raced like a normal EA Sports mile-and-a-half race. But then we raced here in the Busch Series yesterday, and we saw a glimpse of this. We had a couple cautions, but we noticed cars all over the place. But this Cup race, it's literally been crash after crash after crash after crash. And that was not the Busch race, though we had near crashes for a large majority of it. Can these guys race clean for once? I don't know. I'm doing my best. I've ran a perfect race for myself up to this point, so I'm proud of it. I'm proud of me making the pit strategy call of staying out when I did. Get this track position so we could stay ahead of the rest of the carnage that was behind us. Now we're in a good spot for the pit strategy side of things. Coming to parts store with all the parts, yeah, falling off, that is for sure. Is there a local Napa anywhere around here? Las Vegas, Nevada region. Well, we've gone 4 laps without a caution. In clean air, this car feels fine. In traffic, it's a little tight. But the tires are staying underneath it, especially the rear tires. And that was a problem I had in the Busch race yesterday. And we did win the Busch race here, but really wanted to keep the rear tires underneath it. So I started with a little bit more wedge in the car. And I think that's why it's tighter in traffic. But yeah, you give me this track position, we'll be fine. The problem is as much as we can. Got about 1/8 of a second lead at the front of the field. Still waiting for some of those drivers on 4 fresh Goodyears to try to get up here and race with us. Dale Jarrett's holding them off for now in second place still. I feel like I really beat these guys on corner entry at this racetrack. Cal Petty's still in third. Hamlin's still in fourth. Yaley. Gordon's up to sixth. Johnson in 10th. That's some of the drivers that were competing earlier towards the front of the pack. Leading laps. Kenseth was another one. He was just outside the top 10. A lot of smoke on the back straightaway again. I think we're okay. I think. Looks fine to me. Keep her green. I don't want another caution until I'm a few laps away from pitting. I'm down to a quarter tank of gas left this point in the run, but I can still go a little bit further. I'd like to think I can make it to lap 100. These tires are going to allow me today. Or at least on this run. We did take rights under the last stop as well. Because I had to. We had a flat right front. So that did cost us a half a set. And then the early crash, we wasted a set there. So we only have 3.5 sets left. And we still got quite a ways left in this race. So it is a little concerning. But I think if anything, what it's going to boil down to, we're probably going to have to take like rights only on the final stop again at some point. It's probably what we're looking at. Jarrett trying to creep back into the picture. Haven't had more than about a 1/8 of a second to a full second lead. It's a combination of the damage we do have on the nose and the slightly older tires. I don't think we'll ever be in a circumstance, though, where we're at the front of the field with 4 fresh Goodyears. I just don't think that that's going to happen. Unless everybody comes to pit road under a said caution, and we have a good run on our way out of the pits with a clean pit stop, but that would be the only way, and I don't see... The only chance I see that happening is maybe under a final stop circumstance, and we've got another caution. Trouble off turn 4, it looked like. I saw a couple cars backing their way up in that corner. Oh my gosh! J.J. Yaley just lost his talent there. He had all 4 tires down on the apron. They darted right hook back across the track after that. And right in front of a few cars that were oncoming. Poor Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth. Kenseth had a fast car too. Front of his car got sheared off. A couple other cars collected behind those two of the 48 and 17. Oh man. Are we going to get any debris cautions? I'm going to bank on there being debris yellows, so we'll stay out of the pits here. Jeff Gordon's up to 4th. Everybody else stayed out behind us, it looks like, so that's good. Lap 91, green flag back in the air. definitely banking on there being debris cautions after that crash. That was our longest green flag run of the day, though. I think we went about 18 laps. Yep, there's a debris caution. We'll see who it is, and then I'll determine whether or not I'm going to pit this time. Looks like Jimmy Johnson. Hard to tell from this camera angle. No, Kenseth. Another Kenseth debris caution. Not sure what came off, but something. Oh my gosh, no, it wasn't even. Who was that? That Kyle Petty that tried to block him in the middle of the corner? Wasn't even a debris caution. Petty was just trying to block Kenseth in turns 1 and 2, and jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna pit this time. I don't want to risk it. It wasn't a debris caution like I was expecting it to be. We'll top off on fuel. We'll go rights. Oh, man. I don't know what to do here. I want to save a set. I'm going to go rights again. Rights only. So give us 3 sets left the rest of the race. It's a bit risky, but at the same time, I really want to save some tires in case we still continue to get cautions throughout the course of the race. Sorry if I'm clearing my throat a lot. Kind of feeling a little scratchy after the Red Wings game yesterday. And I made the mistake of not bringing my water up into my room before the stream. So Dale Jarrett's going to be the leader. I think we were the only car on pit road during that caution. Maybe Kenseth pit too. Looks like Kenseth also hit pit road. It's just the 2 of us. Lap 95 restart. Now we're going to have to try to survive again. Jesus, take the wheel. No, don't do that, John Wood. Just ran right in the back of Paul Menard. Right in front of us. Oh, boy. Mike Wallace. Oh, big hit. J.J. Yaley again. How many times is that guy going to lose his talent in one race? Oh, my gosh. Couple of free spots out of that. And we've got trouble. Is it in 1 and 2? Because there was a lot of smoke out there. Got another caution. Got 13 yellows in this race, and this is the debris caution I was thinking we were going to get. So if I would have known that was going to happen, I would have stayed out of the pits that last one and then pitted here. This car was so damaged that I thought it was Casey Mears, but it was Sterling Marlin, who also has a lot of damage. He's been involved in a couple of big incidences. That car is destroyed. I mean, look at that. The back of the car's falling off. You just lost something off the back of it. Looks like a modified on the front of it with a right front fender attached. What a race. What a race for all the wrong reasons, but of all the races, this is definitely one of them. 13 cautions and 100 laps here at Las Vegas. We're only 10 more away from the record. There's another one right on the restart. Didn't even get up to speed yet. That was the AI that did that. I did not do that. I was going to the apron to try to avoid any debris pieces. Mark Martin in the 01. What happened to him? He must have lost something off of his car. All right, so Mark Martin brings out a caution. 14 yellows here in Vegas today. I'm going to top off on fuel. If they do not pit here, they're pitting. I'll stay out. Up to second. Let's go. Denny Hamlin leads. Green flag back in the air. We got our track position back quickly. And going to go for the lead here at lap 104. The launch on the restart there for the 9. Can't quite get around Hamlin here as we get up to speed. Second win, second of the corner. Clear. Kind of had to force our way clear on Hamlin, but we were clear. Jarrett looking to get back into third. He does around Jeff Gordon. Now he's going for second on Hamlin as well. Caution out behind us right after we nab the lead. That's perfect. Get a restart in by myself up here, and we'll be good. Oh, my gosh. Juan Pablo Montoya. He's not ready for ovals yet. Oh, yeah, I was expecting that. And J.J. Yaley again. That dude, he's either causing the incidents or he's in the wrong place at the wrong time. Oh, golly. Is Juan okay? How is J.J. Yaley's car still running? 3 sets of tires. I'm glad I took rights when I did. Lengthen this race out enough. We'll definitely have enough for 3 full sets. So green flag's back in the air again. My lefts are so old, though. I haven't changed my lefts since about 20 laps into this race. But we also haven't ran that many green flag laps with the 15 cautions we've had, so I guess... Here we go. Gordon going 3 wide to the bottom to try to get the second on Denny Hamlin and Dale Jarrett. What a move by Jeff Gordon. Jarrett and Hamlin leaning on each other just a bit. Hamlin goes way wide. And here comes Gordon as he tries to run down Casey Kane for the lead. Gordon's got a fast car. So he is not going to be easy to hold off here. Especially on a restart now that he's in second. If we get another quick yellow, which that's been the theme of the race. We're on pace for over 30 cautions right now. Just making that clear. We've had 15 yellows in 109 laps. A lot of smoke down the back straightaway. That's not surprising. Where have I seen that before? Trying to compete with Gordon for laps led. Cautions out behind us for the 16th time today. Lap 111. Oh, not Montoya again. Oh, Juan. No. 42-43. Poor Bobby Labonte. That was actually probably the least violent crash we've seen all day. That's 2 times for Juan Pablo Montoya. The last 2 cautions, bringing 1 out. What does it take for an AI car to DNF in this game? Fuel mileage-wise, everybody's about the same. I maybe have a few less green flag laps in my car, as well as Denny Hamlin, compared to anybody else. That's about it. Left rear tires in the yellow on the tire wear indicator as of right now. A little over half the race to go, lap 115. I'm going to assume I could go about 60 laps on a full tank of gas. Trying to minimize the amount of stops I have the rest of the race, but I don't want that left rear to get too old, because I don't know if it would make it the whole run if we did have a lot of green flag laps. But I guess until we do, might as well just keep staying out. Yep, there we go. Another yellow. Another one. And another one. And another one. And another one. 17 cautions here today at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And the fact that we have not been the cause for one of them is absurd. It really is. Running a great race. Sterling Marlin. What was it this time? Probably another piece of his back bumper or something. I think that's the 4th caution that was caused by the 14 of Marlin. Back to green. Lap 120. Pretty good launch for Casey Kane. Jeff Gordon as well. Jarrett remains in third. Oh, Casey going a bit wide. Center of the corner. Gordon not able to capitalize off of that, at least not yet. Down into turns 3 and 4. Can the car stay underneath us? That's all I asked for. I left her wearing out. Caution. I don't know what Calamity Corner is at this point. It was turn 2 at the start of the race. Now it's starting to turn into the middle of 3 and 4. Who is that? John Wood. 121 car off the front bumper of another 21 car. John Wood off the front of Kenny Schrader's car, bringing out the caution. Our 18th yellow of the race. We're only 5 more away from the NASCAR record, and we still have over half the race to go. We're on pace for 40 cautions. I don't know that we can keep this up to get to 40, but we're on pace for it. This is such a long race. Oh my gosh. This thing ain't going to get over to like at least 8:30 at this rate. It's only a 400 miler. What are we doing here? Green flag's back in the air. Yet again. I'm sure we'll get another stoppage. A lot of the cars at the front of the field, fairly undamaged. Not a shocker. But they've all been the ones to migrate to the front of this pack. Gordon putting a little bit of space between himself and the second-year driver Denny Hamlin as Casey Kane, a couple of years into his Cup career, continues to lead here at Vegas. Caution out behind us. Yet again, and it looked like a crash that time at 1 and 2 because the field was very spaced apart. Kurt Busch, and go figure, J.J. Yaley. Kurt bounces off the wall into Yaley. Might have been debris on Kurt then. Yeah, it might have just been debris on Kurt Busch. It's kind of tough to tell from that angle. See if anything actually happened here. So I guess it might have been debris caution after all. Just getting scared for J.J. Yaley there that he was involved in yet another crash. Yeah, the only thing with being the leader when we do get down to it, now, how long are we going to be able to go before we have to pit again? $134 laps remain in this race. 131, excuse me. Well, yeah, lap 131. I don't know what I was thinking of 134. 134 is the halfway mark. So we're a few laps shy of halfway. The older left side tires, Jeff Gordon trying to attack on this 9 car of Casey Kane at the front of the field. Casey's not. Only one with audio troubles. Chat, help answer that question. If there's any audio issues. It's the 4th lap after the restart. The longest green flag run about 18 laps today. Second longest is about 12. Halfway out of gas this point in the run. Still go a little ways. And halfway through the race as well. A lot of smoke off turn 2 that last lap. Somewhere middle to back of the pack. Front half of the field still relatively bunched together. Yeah, yesterday's race was under the lights, wasn't it? For the Busch Series. Busch and trucks. Wonder if the original scheduled time would have been around there in real life, and maybe they had to pivot off of it for a day race. Or vice versa. 2007 was a long time ago. I'm just throwing it out there. Or the game just messed up, and knowing this game, that could be the #1 reason. Alright, so it sounds like the audio is working fine. Good to hear. All right, so we've got a decently long green flag run going now off this last restart. Currently our 9th lap. So we restarted at lap 131. Getting a little loose off turn 4, but not unbearable. One and 2 definitely feels way better on that end of the track for myself personally. Better off turn 4 there. It seems like when I can hold the lower line off the exit of turn 4, that's when it seems to not get out from underneath me as much. Try to let it feed out to the wall, and in that outer line, maybe I'm getting up in the marbles a little bit. Speaking of marbles, somebody got against it off turn 2 again. Probably more than one car, knowing the way the incidents have taken place today. They haven't just been because of one car spinning, it's been because cars are running into each other. Only single car incidences we've seen today are debris yellows. And speaking of yellow, looks like trouble in 3 and 4. I saw them stacking up. Oh yeah, 3 wide. What happened here? Mark Martin. Oh, upside down for Mark Martin. Gets clipped by a couple cars, 3 cars, 4. 4 cars. Is he still in the race? He took one of them right to the roof of his race car. Caution number 20 here at Las Vegas today. Ken Schrader, then Jamie McMurray. Mike Wallace in the right rear, it looked like. Well, still going to be the leader. Green flag back in the air. F-147 spun the tires on the restart that time. Still trying to get traction. Oh my gosh. That was a big time rear wheel spin. Jeff Gordon gets to the outside as he's trying to get to the lead now. Casey Kane barely clear off turn 2. That car just did not want to fire off. Those older left side tires there. Casey barely holds on. And Jeff Gordon now going to put a lot of pressure on Kane for the lead. Looking to the outside. As we enter turns 1 and 2. Gordon backs up the entry. Try to get the speed center off as he clipped the apron. Might have cut his speed off just a bit by doing so in the center of that corner. Trying to keep maybe more pressure on in the middle of 3 and 4. Casey hits his marks. Jeff does the same. Lot of window there for Jeff to close the gap. Couldn't quite get his left, or I should say his front bumper underneath the left rear of this 9 car. A little bit of a battle going on. Looks like, yeah, Jimmy Johnson. I thought that was him. Jimmy's up to 3rd. Quarter of a tank of gas left this point in the run as well. Mike Wallace not able to run the Daytona 500 due to inactivity. I mean, it makes sense. He hasn't been in NASCAR in a minute now. The only thing with that, usually in these circumstances, you would see somebody not run for a while on a super speedway or during the Daytona 500 speed weeks, and usually they'd run like an ARCA race or a Xfinity race at Daytona, and then they'll be able to run the Daytona 500. So I almost wonder if he does that, you know, qualify for the Xfinity race so he can run the 500. See, this is another reason why I think test sessions should be allowed back too, or for this circumstance, that if he is allowed to run, let him test a car at Daytona. I mean, granted, Daytona is an easy track to, you know, get up to speed. You're just holding it wide open, but, you know, hold a test session or something for him. Give him a chance. Joe Nemechek, who seems to be down a cylinder, right around the leaders. Casey Kane get a race by to the inside of him into turn 1. And Nemechek holds Jeff Gordon up. Just a little bit of contact there between Gordon and Hamlin. Hamlin tried to shoot the gap under Johnson and Gordon at the same time. Big run for Jeff as he tries the comeback to get to Casey Kane. Nemechek's probably going to cause a crash at the rate we're going at right now. I think we're definitely in our window to make it on 2 more stops. So if we catch another caution, I'm going to pit again. And obviously it will end up being a 4-tire stop. Otherwise, most of the field is going to be looking at pitting under green somewhat soon. I'm surprised that 500 went a year with it not being sold out. I wonder if that was still when they had the back straightaway seating, and maybe that was the reason they didn't sell out a particular year. And I guess 10 years going back to that would have been 2015. Caution at lap 156. So we're definitely going to hit pit road for what will probably be the second to last time. Caution is out for Kurt Busch. Ran into his brother Kyle, and then a piece of his car fell off. 21 cautions in this race. We're 2 away from the NASCAR record. And we still have just over 100 laps to go. Dale Campbell, thanks for tuning in. Topping off on fuel, 4 tires, no adjustments here. Those lefts have been on the car for an extremely long time. We'll take them off, and we'll have 2 sets of tires left the rest of the way. I wonder if anybody pitted behind us or not. Oh yeah, I know, it is a clusterfuck. Yeah, everybody's on pit road. Kind of what I expected. We were in the window to make it 2 more stops from there, so there's no need to stay out. We get to about 60 laps to go. We'll end up pitting again at that point as well, hopefully under caution. Haven't had to make a green flag stop at all today. We did not win the race off pit road. Yeah, 2 cars, Dale Jarrett and David Stremme in the 40. Beat us out of the pits. Only lap car going to be Joe Nemechek. Green flag back in the air here at Vegas. Try to get around him. 108 laps to go at Vegas. Nemechek's probably going to be right in our way. Now we look to the outside as he blocks off the 40 of Stremme. Need room to get around him. He's still at speed for now, but going to the outside might not be the way to... Oh, 4 wide there, getting into the corner as we try to split around him. Gordon, give me room, Jeff. Okay, we're good. I had to scrape the wall a little bit. Better that than wrecking. I didn't realize Sadler was there too. All I saw was Gordon. Got to get back down to the bottom. Clint Boyer's there. We're getting freight train now. Back to 6th. We'll cross over on Clint. Ah, give me room, Clint. Clear. Under Gordon. For 4th. I'm clear now into turn 1. Well, we got 2 Evernham Dodges up here. Elliott Sadler and Casey Kane. Big drive off into turn 1 there for Casey. Closes the gap on the 3 cars ahead of him. Jeff Gordon losing the top 4 as he remains in 5th. Sadler trying to get underneath the Stremme. Casey Kane pushes wide. Got a piece of the wall. And caution's out behind us. Well, that ties the NASCAR record, our 22nd caution, if I have counted right. I could have easily miscounted a yellow or 2 somewhere in the race before this. Clint Boyer, who was up in the top 10, it looks like debris bringing out the next yellow. So we're 1 more caution away from breaking the record, which we'll easily do at this rate. I mean, with the way the cautions have fallen, I will say the second half of this race, we have seen more green flag racing than the first half already, so. We've got something. I'd probably take the Vikings in the game tonight. I think they have the better team, but yeah, it's going to be a good game. At least so I think. Honestly, I thought there'd be a lot more closer games this weekend than just the one that we had last night. That was a good game, though. Bucks and the Commanders. Dale Jr. was probably loving it. He's a Washington fan. Last second field goal, doinked it in. Got by Sadler on the restart. Back out of this. Try not to go 3 wide to the top of the racetrack. David Stremme leading at Vegas here with 100 laps to go. For the third time today. Have you ever? No, I have never. And the 44 of Dale Jarrett's the one trying to overtake him for the lead. They have contact. I was scared. I didn't know what line to take after the contact. Scraped the wall, and Sadler got right back around us for third again. And Sadler's going to go for second underneath Stremme. They run into each other, and we ran into Sadler. Can you guys just run a straight line? So I'm not running into people. Up to second. Giant run. Oh, don't wreck it. I went for it all there, and I probably didn't have to. I'm so glad that wasn't a caution. We can stay at the front of the field. Now they're checking up again. What is this? Fairly clear on Sadler. I was committed. Back in the lead again. Let's go. Dave Blaney up to second. Where'd he come from? Let's go, Dave. Whoa! I did not know he was there. What? I thought Blaney was in second. Where did David Stremme come from? About to get freight trained again. Stop leaning on me, everybody, please. Give me room. I don't want to be on the top. Oh, we're 3 now. Jeff? Tony? Everybody hold your line. I don't want to be caught up in a wreck. Give me room, Tony Stewart. Okay, we got a caution. Good Lord. I'm glad it was behind us and I wasn't in it. David Reagan and Michael Waltrip. Oh, that was ugly. They both go upside down? No, Waltrip's on all 4. David Reagan is not. Yikes. Well, that's the NASCAR breaking 23rd caution of the race. We broke a record today. Oh my gosh, yeah, Waltrip did end up upside. Well, he was almost on his roof. He was basically on his window net. Oh my gosh. We're in 6th now. We've led so many laps today on strategy. I'd like to think I can get to the lead, hold on for a lap or 2. We should be able to hold it. I don't know where David Stremme came from. Green flag is back in the air. Still got one more pit stop left in this race. Big time restart for Casey Kane. Might get 2 of them. He's going to get Sadler and Stewart. I will gladly take that. I'm lifted. I did not want the outside on Dave Blaney again. I'm there. Late dive into the corner on Blaney. Gordon goes wide. Great restart for Casey Kane, trying to get back up to third. So glad Joe Nemechek isn't up here anymore either. I think he's on the lead lap, but he's just slow. Because he's fallen well off of the back of the pack as well. John Wood is leading. Seriously, where do these guys come from? I'll tell you what. We've seen in the Busch Series some scrubs up at the front of the field. But now we got a cup race here at Vegas, and we're seeing the same thing. Jeff Gordon looking back for third on Casey Kane. It's so easy to get freight trained in this game, I swear. Dave Blaney underneath this. Lead the way, Jeff. Caution. Right after we fell to fifth again. If that would have came a lap sooner, I would have been in third and a better spot trying to take the lead. Kyle Busch and Dale Jr. Oh, the 2007 rivalry we remember is back again. Oh, jeez. 24. You know what's better than 24? 25. That's what we're about to get at some point. This is the only race at Vegas on the season, by the way. We do not come back here a second time like they do in real life in recent NASCAR schedules. I think 2018 was the first year they started doing 2 races at Vegas. These fans are getting their money's worth, I guess. We don't know who's going to win this thing. It doesn't matter who's the dominant car when you're getting restart over restart every 5 laps on average. See how good of a restart Casey Kane's going to get this time. Last time it was a little better for him. He got to third. Going to get by Dave Blaney for fourth. Got one spot. Stremme trying to get back by John Wood. Contact between the two of them. Jeff Gordon's got a run. Casey Kane's got a bigger run. Gordon blocks him off. Going to let Gordon go. Oh, overdrove the entry a bit. Let's get back up the center of the corner. Hold the bottom. John Wood going to cross over Jeff Gordon. And caution's out right before we got the spot on the 24 car. He had us by a nose for third. Oh, Sterling Marlin. That's the 5th caution I think he's been involved in today. Debris yellows included, but he's caused 5 of the 25 cautions. That's, I almost said that's 20%. That would not be good math. A 16%? 16.25? Quit making the camera dirty. I can't do anything about that. A lot of rubber. I do like that, though, that the rubber buildup on the cameras, like it would be in real life over a longer green flag run. Though we haven't had a lot of green flag racing. Jeff Burton's back at the front of the field. I haven't seen that since the very beginning of the race. We're back to green. Oh, Gordon tried to block. Just got underneath him in time, though. Casey Kane is up to third. I like our chances against the 2 guys in front of us. Big move on John Wood. Entering turn 3, got him for second. All right, so we got David Stremme and Casey Kane, 1-2 at the front of the field. Jeff Gordon just behind us in third. Big run to the inside of the 40 of Stremme. And we are side by side for the lead. Into turn 3. Advantage on the bottom, clear center of the corner. Casey Kane leads again at Vegas. Protect the bottom at all costs. 80 to go this time by. A lot of smoke at 3 and 4 again. Jeff Gordon into P2. I think I could still lead the most laps in this race. Well, we've had caution over caution over caution. one of those fuel runs, we led almost every lap of it. I think that's the big difference maker. Oh, trouble! Hard hit! I saw that, and he's coming back down in front of traffic. Somebody spun in turns 3 and 4. Oh, 1 and 2, sorry. This race all over the place. I'm getting confused. Is that Jeff Burton that crashed? Dave Blaney. No, not Dave Blaney. He clipped the apron, and then he got right across the 40. Oh, no. And he got piled on, too. Well, Dave Blaney's time in the top 5 was very short-lasted, and, yeah, that stinks. As a Blaney fan, I was really hoping he would get a miracle top 10 at the very least. I couldn't tell who it was that hit him, but they hit him so hard their hood flew off. Green flag back in the air. Now we got Kane and Gordon 1-2 at the front of the field. Didn't spin my tires like I did on that one restart. I think that's just because the left rear was getting old at that point. We took the right sides only the pit stop before that. It's weird, though, because a couple restarts even before that, it was fine. But big dive getting into 3 and 4 there. Gonna hold on. Is that 26 cautions with that Dave Blaney incident? We'll see if I'm right at the end of the race. I might be off by a couple. I think if anything, we have more than 26 if I'm off. I think 26, but it's probably, if I'm wrong, it's going to be 27 or 28. We've definitely broken the record already. And I don't know that we're going to be breaking it again this season. Because we're probably going to add to it in these final just over 70 laps still. And we got another one. Off of turn 2. David Stremme. Debris. Looked like his hood on the one angle. Because his car looks fine under that graphic, but it was something big. Just led me to believe it was his hood. Play NASCAR 08 game had John Wood, Kyle Petty, Joe Nemechek leading at California. Today when you played it, that's about how this race is, really. Seen some John Wood up here. I haven't seen much of Kyle Petty or Joe Nemechek. All right, so we've already clinched the most laps led. So I've actually led a ton of laps in this race then. 69 laps to go. Nice in this one on the restart. Still a little outside our fuel window, so we stayed out of the pits there. We're going to have to run close to 10 more laps for me to be comfortable pitting for fuel. Just to be safe. I mean, with cautions, we could probably save enough, but I really don't want to put myself in the back of the pack either. Even if it's only for a restart or two. And that's the exact reason. So I even ran over a piece of debris earlier and cut a right front. Like, even something as little as that would force me back to pit road and lose all the track position I have. Let's see. Is that... Oh, my gosh. Brian Vickers, Kevin Harvick. Another crash, turn 4. More cars probably piled into Harvick as well. Boom! Upside down. Wheel hopped right back into the right rear of his car. Denny Hamlin in it. Probably others that were off camera angle. We're staying out again. John Wood in second. Lap 203. Next caution, I'm pitting. Big launch on the restart for Casey Kane that time. Got way ahead of John Wood. Still 2 sets of tires left the rest of the way. I believe we're up to at least 27 cautions in tonight's race at Vegas. Casey Kane leads the way. Has locked up the most laps led in what has been utter carnage all race long. He stayed out of trouble, primarily himself as well. Hoping to maintain track position the rest of the way also. Wood's got a big run. 60 to go. Fuel window definitely going to be open for the next caution to hit pit road, and we will not have a single green flag pit stop all race. So that's very rare. These older EA games for that to be the case. Running these full races. Ricky Bobby Productions 62, thanks for tuning in. Stick with the far chase cam for the rest of this one. 58 laps to go for where we're at right now. Smoke off of turn 2 that last lap. We'll be catching Joe Nemechek again pretty shortly. Put him a lap down as he's down a cylinder. Nemechek in the 13 car. Big run. Casey Kane underneath him. Clears him easily into turn 3. John Wood going to get by him pretty easily as well. Same for David Stremme and most of the top portion of the field just behind us. Top 4 or 5 cars at least. Kane a winner at Daytona in the 500. Holding on old tires at the end of the race. California battling back in an attrition race of his own Although this has been an attrition race, not for himself it has been. 6th place finish at California Speedway in race 2. So looking to keep the top 10 streak alive for the 3rd consecutive race to kickstart this 2007 season. Kickstart the road to the championship for Casey into making that chase, which again, 12 drivers will make the chase all on points at season's end. Regular season's end, which would be 26 races. Caution's out, and that will lead us to our final pit stop of the race. 28th caution of the night. What the heck happened there? Oh my gosh, is that like one of the speed glitches in the middle of the pack? Like he just got ran through by cars going 2 times quicker than him. Or he got hit from behind by Kyle Busch, which started that. I guess that could have been the case. Something happened to Paul Menard. His car's destroyed. He flipped earlier. He flipped real early in the race. He was one of the first ones. 28 cautions, at least, in this race. As far as the number of cars that have flipped today, way too many to count. I don't think we're going to see this many cars flip in a race going forward. We still have the truck race at Vegas yet, but it's weird, though, because the Busch race only had 2 yellows. Granted, it was only 100 laps, but still. Everybody else coming down as well. Final stop of the race. This is where Casey lost the lead the last time, and it took us a while to get back to the lead. A couple cars look like they're staying out of the pits. They'll cycle in front of us. They might have pitted already, think that they're good to the end. Expecting more cautions. And a couple other cars going to beat us out of the pits as well. It's going to be interesting. This is going to be as far back in the pack as we've been in a minute. It was a clean stop, but it was slower than several others. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. I don't like being this far back. Still in the top 10, in 10th. Dave Blaney back in the lead. How about Dave Blaney? 51 laps to go. Green flag back in the air at Las Vegas in the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400. Kane under Stremme. Got him back quickly on the restart. There's one. Bump trap to Tony Stewart in the 20 car down the back straightaway. He gets through past Dale Jarrett. Casey Kane trying to do the same. Oh, Jarrett got into the right rear. Casey! Hold on to it, Casey. We're okay. We are okay. I didn't think I moved my line. Slide job, got back around him there. Get me out of this, please. I think David Ruderman's leading now. Where's he been all race? Oh, Jeff. Jeff going way up the track. Can't even tell who that is. Is that Truex on the 1? I think we've had more cars upside down in this race than on all... No, I'm kidding. Not quite that much. But I think at least half the field has been upside down, though, at one point in this race. That I'm kind of not exaggerating about. I think pretty much every car's been involved in a caution one way or another. 3 wide for the lead at Vegas. Ruderman, Blaney. Can't tell who that is on the outside. Is that Scott Riggs in the 10? Oh my gosh, it's the 83. It's Brian Vickers. Ricky Rudd's in the 88. He's in second. I swear they look like the 00 font far away. Oh, Brian Vickers. I'm there, Brian. I don't want to burn my tires off the car this early in the run. We got a ways to go on these bad boys. Make the pass in 1 and 2 for third. All right, we got 2 more. And Dave Blaney is back in the lead. and Ricky Rudd. And caution's out behind us. No surprise. I'm just going to wait till the end of the race, see how many cautions we get at this point, because I honestly don't know. I've lost count a couple times and then kind of tried to regather count, only to end up losing it again. Oh, man. Debris off of David Gilliland in the 38, I believe. Caution flag falls on the track. I would not be shocked at this rate if they had that animation. I'm surprised the pace car hasn't crashed yet either. Only in real life. Only not in a EA Sports NASCAR video game that would happen. Green flag back in the air. 43 to go. I just want this race to be over with, just in the hope that I can make it through. Hopefully we get to the lead quickly. Little contact there. 88 of Ricky Rudd. Rudd going for the lead on Blaney now. Both cars up the track. Here comes Casey Kane. 3 wide for the lead at Vegas. And we got a drag race going into turn 1. Give me room, please. Do not force me below that white line. We're clear. And Rudd's into second. Blaney in third. Four-tenth of a second lead opened up down the backstretch. Brian Vickers just shot his way into second, passing the 88 and the 22 there as well. 41 laps to go at the line for Casey Kane here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Up the hill he goes. That's going to open a big gap up for Vickers. A lot of contact there. Gosh darn it. Everybody out of the way. Oh, I shouldn't do this. I got to be more patient. Trying to wreck everybody. I don't need that. We're fine. We're fine. Not quite going to have Vickers clear there. Close. Got him in 3. Jeff Burton trying to squeeze in there for second as well. Caution behind us, thank goodness. We get a restart while I'm leading this time. Oh, man. Drax Let's Play, thanks for tuning in. John Wood with an average finish of 29 is running 7th in this game. Yeah, that's been this kind of race. We've had over 30 cautions today, though, so everybody and their mothers and brothers and sisters have been involved in some sort of a crash. I was involved in the very first one. Stack up in front of me, I had nowhere to go. That's the only one we've been involved in outside of running over a piece of debris middle of the race for a caution as well. Hard to do that when we're at the front of the field, so yeah, we've got some characters up in the top 5, that's for sure. I mean, Jeff Burton's not a shock that he's in second, I guess. Casey Kane leading. Lap 232 out of 267. Not shocking Ricky Rudd's in 4th, other than the fact he's in the 88 car at the end of his career rather than towards the beginning of it. The name is associated with the top 5, but not the name with the car number he's in. 3 wide for second off turn 2. Rudd's going to get by them both. Beat Burton and Vickers down the back straightaway. Great move by Ricky. Iceman taking them to school. The Iron Man, sorry, not the Iceman. Iceman was Terry Labonte. Give Ricky the wrong nickname there. All right. Casey Kane trying to hold on. Just get me to the end of this race, please. The less restarts we have to deal with, the better. Give us a long enough green flag run. I can hold on to this. Especially with the drivers we have behind us. Everybody's got some sort of damage at this point, so it pretty much all cancels out there. Sterling Marlin's back into 5th. The fact his car's running, he's been involved in 5 of the nearly 30 crashes we've seen today. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I might lose the lead here. No, he was too far back. Never mind. Still had about 3 car lengths on him. Just looking up at the leaderboard, seeing who the top 10 for the lead. There's so many different drivers who have led laps in this race because of all the cautions and pit strategy, too. We're going to have so many lead changes by the end of this thing. Probably going to be a Las Vegas track record, I would imagine. Nick the Gamer, NCAA March Madness sponsor, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it's definitely going to look like a modified race for sure. There's quite a few modifieds in this field already. Overdriving it. Done that at corner entry a couple times since this last restart. I'm lucky that Ricky Rudd's not quite quick enough compared to us to try to make a run. If that was a Jeff Gordon or something, he probably would have passed us by now. 31 laps to go. Well, our Busch Series race at Atlanta going to be tomorrow on the channel. And that will be a full race. 197 or 98 laps, I believe. Once again, we are driving as Martin Truex Jr. for that season. $195. Thanks for that. I knew it was less than 200. 16th birthday's tomorrow. Happy early birthday to you. It's a big one. Speaking of big one, we probably got another big one. Caution's out again. We've had several big ones. Probably had about a dozen of them, actually. Ryan Newman, haven't really seen him in a crash yet today. Haven't seen him at all in the race, honestly. Both in a crash or at the front of the field. Well, there's his crash. Tony Raines also involved. What they do, just stop off of turn 4? Somebody must have hit the wall off the exit of the corner in front of him or something. They were 3 wide. Kyle Busch, maybe? Busch and Raines? Yep, Busch and Raines got together and then Newman piled in. Poor Newman. He was running a clean race, but I guess when you're in the middle of the pack like that, you're bound to be involved in a crash and race like this with over 30 cautions. A little less than 30 to go at the time of the yellow. All right. About 24 to go. Green flag back in the air. Probably not going to be the final restart. Casey Kane has to continue to do his best to hold him behind. Jeff Gordon's back to 14th in the 24 car. Falling by the wayside, that's for sure. And he doesn't have a lot of laps to try to get back up here either. By way of speed, he's had one of the quicker cars today. Especially in the early going when he had kept it clean at the front of the field for as long as he did. Got to win this race, though. We've had the strategy to lead the most laps with all these cautions to get out of harm's way, especially with starting at the back of the pack. Look at all this smoke at 3 and 4. Not for me. A couple scragglers at the back of the pack that it might have been from. How many cautions? I don't know. It's over 30. I've lost count. By far, we've shattered the NASCAR record. I kind of figured we would. We had 15 or 16 yellows in the first half of the race alone. More smoke on the front stretch off turn 4. Literally every area of this racetrack has seen a wreck. Nowhere is safe. There isn't a single calamity corner. It's a calamity racetrack. And Tony Stewart just rolled it on his own. What the? Well, that's a first. Of all the 30-something cautions we've seen today, we haven't seen somebody roll it on their own like that. Yaley crashed like that earlier, but he spun back across the track when he clipped the apron. Tony Stewart literally just drove it onto his driver's side door on the apron. Got hit from behind by a couple guys. Looked like Jamie McMurray got the worst of it. Oh my gosh. Yellow number 1000. It feels like it. If we had enough laps to do it, we'd find a way to do it. All right, 19 to go on the restart. Green flag back in the air again. As long as the tires don't start to get really old, because when they do, that's when I spun my tires on restart earlier and almost lost the lead to Gordon. He got to the outside of us, and we were able to clear him off turn 4. Tires are underneath us for now, still in the green on our tire wear indicator, but if they do end up getting to that point before the finish, that could be something to look out for in the late restart if we slide our tires again. Try to find a better way to maybe try to not do that. I'm scared to go part throttle, though, and get just ran around outright without spinning the tires. Halfway out of gas, plenty of fuel to make it to the end. Pitted with less than 60 to go, and all the cautions we've had, we've saved some gas there also. 17 to go at the line. By far, the wildest 1.5 mile race we've ever had on the channel. We've seen some road courses spur cautions like this. NASCAR 7 at Sonoma. Some of those Watkins EA games through Thunder 04 into 06 as well. But even Dega at times has brought a lot of cautions. Some of the older EA games. But we have not seen this at 1.5 miles. And out of nowhere, Ricky Rudd's looking for the lead on Casey Kane. Little contact. Got the 9 car wide. Ricky Rudd's in the lead, and the caution's out as Casey falls to second. Caught me napping. Sterling Marlin is going to involve himself in his 6th yellow of the night. Oh, he did the same thing that J.J. Yaley and Tony Stewart. Oh my gosh, he found a different way to flip. Did he get hit too? Yep. Dave Blaney. Dave Blaney drilled him. Where's Dave at? He was up here. I guess that wasn't far off the lead because Vickers was right around there. Oh! Yeah, he's out of the race. He went straight to the pits. Hit him so hard that he landed in his pit box. Gonna have probably just over 10 to go in the restart. Jeff Gordon's back in the top 10. He's trying to surge forward. $12 to go. Casey Kane trying to get the launch on the restart on Ricky Rudd to retake this lead. And he's done it successfully, almost. Not quite clear yet. Off of turn 2, now he's clear. Jeff Burton blocking. $11 to go. He's got to hold on. Is that Robbie Gordon on the inside? Oh, here comes Jeff. Jeff Burton looking to the outside for the... Not in the corner, at least, to do that. Oh, trouble up turn 2. I saw that. No caution, though. Not yet. Robbie Gordon just got hooked in the right rear. That spread apart the field a lot. Now there's only about 3 or 4 cars in the vicinity of the leader. 10 to go at the line. Still don't think we've seen the last restart or caution. But we definitely wouldn't have many left in store with how few of laps we have remaining. 9 to go. At 28.547 is our fastest lap of the race. It's pretty quick. More smoke in the middle of turns 1 and 2 there. They're trying to wreck. Got a slow car down on the apron. That has blown an engine. Looks like it's Clint Boyer in the 07. So Boyer's out of the race late. We definitely should have way more DNFs than we've seen. 8 to go. Jeff Burton's going to keep this pressure on late. Caution's out. Now he's going to have less laps to try to get to the lead. Robbie Gordon's still in third after he had right rear hooked himself into the wall earlier. McMurray has been upside down a few times today. And he's out. So Marlon DNF'd in the last crash. McMurray in this one. 3 wide middle between Harvick and Waltrip. Harvick off the wall, sandwiched by the 26. And surfing, flipping on top of other cars. Had others on pit road trying to miss the wreck. Don't blame him. That would have been a safe spot for it. Can Casey Kane survive another restart? All right. 4 to go from the number 9. Tire still in the green. That's good. Good launch for Casey Kane. And quickly up to second. It's Robbie Gordon. I don't even think he's led all race. And Jeff Gordon's up to 4th, by the way. He is trying to make a comeback. He was in 14th just a couple restarts ago. Battles Jeff Burton for 3rd. 3 to go at the line. If we get to the white flag, there are no cautions on the final lap, but we're not going to get there yet. Caution's out with 3 to go. Green-white checker finish. We get at least one attempt. And we'll have that coming up after another crash on the front stretch off turn 4. David Stremme, J.J. Yaley, several others. Kurt Busch. David Gilliland. Kyle Busch got a piece of it too. Dale Jarrett's in the wall. Everybody stopped and piling in behind. Look at that. Hamlin's upside down. He's rolling over cars in front of him. Jeez Louise. We've seen it all today, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't seen anybody in the catch fence yet, I guess. White flag. 1 lap to go. Green, white, checker, restart. No cautions here. It's a race back to the line. Jeff Burton back into second as he gets by Robbie Gordon. Burton's down on the apron as he exits turn 2. And the 2 Gordons losing a spot. It looks like the little Debbie, Kenny Schrader down the backstretch. One final time through 3 and 4. And Casey Kane is going to hold on to win at Las Vegas. Wild one, to say the least. I'll take the dub. Oh, my gosh. What a clusterfuck of a race. I mean, that was brutal, hilarious, anxiety-driven, and all the above. We earned it, though. We had the right strategy to try to keep the track position when needed. We led the most laps and won the race, despite starting dead last. Two wins in 3 races for Casey Kane and a 6th at Fontana. I'd say that's a pretty good start to the season. Got our Las Vegas medallion. That's good. Well, we swept Vegas, between the Busch race and this race. We still have to run the truck race there later in the year, but it's the only date for the Busch and the Cup side. 149 laps left for Casey Kane. 4 hours, 51 minutes, 20 seconds. 38 cautions, 78 lead changes. That's close to the NASCAR record for any track. Definitely a track record at Vegas. I don't even have to look into that one. 82.48 mile per hour average race speed. 10th of a second margin of victory there with that one lap green white checker finish. Crazy. Jeff Burton finished second. Ken Schrader third. Who didn't lead a lap in this race? That's what I want to see. Robbie Gordon in fourth didn't lead. Paul Menard at fifth. Jeff Gordon led 30 laps. He finished sixth. Jimmy Johnson seventh. AJ Allmendinger at eighth. Brian Vickers ninth. And 10th was Dale Jarrett. Got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. "23 cars didn't lead, so that means we had 22 different drivers led at least one lap in this race. I think I'm starting to lose my voice at the end of this thing. It's a wild night. Mark Martin, he DNF'd. Joe Nemechek, DNF. Sterling Marlin, DNF. Clinton Boyer, we saw him blow up. Jamie McMurray, he wrecked out late. So despite there being 38 cautions, we only had 5 drivers that DNF'd in the race today. Ricky Rudd didn't finish on the lead lap. I don't know what happened to him. He might have DNF'd in that last crash. So we'll say he DNF'd too. So 6 DNFs. 37 cars finished on the lead lap. And again, Casey Kane with the win. I'll take the dub. We'll take a look at the point standings before we get out of here. Only 3 races in, should be still pretty tight. I would imagine we're the points leader with 3 top 10s, 2 wins. Start the season. My voice can't handle the dramaticness that we've seen in this one. Next race is at Atlanta in a couple of days. We'll run the Busch race tomorrow first. So Busch race tomorrow night at Atlanta Motor Speedway. $129-point lead already. That's pretty big. We're probably the only driver who's finished in the top 10 first 3 races then. Kenny Schrader ends up in second. Casey Mears third. Jeff Green fourth. Jimmy Johnson in fifth. Dale Jarrett 6th. Paul Menard 7th. David Gillen 8th. 9th in points is Jeff Burton. Robbie Gordon is 10th. 11th for Jeff Gordon. Michael Waltrip 12th. Tied with one Pablo Montoya for the last spot in on the chase, but still 23 long races to go until then on the regular season. That's going to wrap up tonight's stream. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I will be back and better than ever again tomorrow. 6 p.m. Eastern is what we're looking at for a start time at Atlanta for the NASCAR Busch Series. Hopefully I have my voice for then. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good rest of your Monday night. Enjoy some football if you're going to watch it. Enjoy Monday Night Raw. I'll probably be watching both. And, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.